The Australian Defence Force's mandate is to defend Australia, but can't fight our most horrific and recurring menace, extreme bushfires. The Massive Rain Project looks outside the square to improve Australia's resilience against catastrophic bushfires.
Urgent report from 4BK News. The 16,500-tonne cargo vessel, the Anro Asia, has run aground off Caloundra on Queensland's Sunshine Coast.
But how to free the 16,000-tonne Amro Asia? Two Chinooks worked in tandem, carefully lifting the containers weighing up to 7 tonnes and flying them to the shore. For hours, the Chinooks lightened the ship's load.
The Massive Rain is an Australian invention designed to protect, not to extinguish bushfires, just to keep extreme fires away from our homes. Technocrats, official entities and the firefighting industry have been blocking this proposal by brushing off the obvious superiority of military over civilian aircraft. Do you know transporters, due to their tough warlike design, are the ideal firefighters, and civilian aircraft commercial design exactly the opposite? The original design of civilian firefighters to fly A to B safe, direct and cheap, not agile, powerful or versatile, not designed to fly low or slow, long, slow landing and takeoff from tarmacs, absolutely not the ideal features required to fight fires. Original design of military transporters, the nature of the beast, designed to fight, must be able to fly high, low, slow, fast, day and night, because we'll have to evade detection and enemy fire. Fast and short landing and takeoff, transporters are most vulnerable during takeoff and landing. Transporters are unique, are extremely agile, powerful and versatile. The most important feature applicable to firefighting is a unique rear door to download without turbulence equipment, personnel, or to rain down slow and low water. The ideal features to fight fires efficiently without modification. Civilian firebombers can't fight fires within difficult terrains, the cradle of wire fires. Civilian firefighters are not designed to do this. Precision drop of heavy loads of water. A C-130 lifts 19 tonnes and drops 15 tonnes at once. Transporters are designed to land and take off almost anywhere, are agile enough to evade enemy fire fully loaded, are capable to fight fires anywhere. A C-17 can drop 76,000 litres of water. We have the hardware, but water availability and logistic constraints are the limit. Which helicopter is the best firefighter, Chinooks or Ericsson cranes? We own 14 Chinooks. Chinooks are army transporters, designed to transport external loads within hostile terrains. Speed and precision, obvious priorities. 300 kilometres an hour, top speed. 3 lifting hooks to stabilise odd loads and travels fast. Lift 9,000 to 12,000 litres. Night drops capability, precision drops, etc. Ericsson cranes are construction cranes, designed for external loads for construction works in difficult or inaccessible terrains. Precision is the priority, not speed. 200 kilometres an hour, top speed. 1 lifting hook, lift 7,000 litres. Winch facilities, dual controls for flying and lifting, precision location, etc. 12,000 litres at 280 kilometres an hour against 7,000 litres at 200 kilometres an hour. Chinooks are superior firefighters. The Massive Rain can't reach the authorities. The National Area Firefighting Centre is financed $100 million plus every year to fight fires by the federal government, states and territories. The government, to adopt a new firefighting technology, listen to the NAFC and states technocrats, both to the firefighting industry's experts. The Massive Rain proposal, without a fair review, was judged and dismissed as a ridiculous proposal from an impertinent, poorly prepared inventor. An extract from Campbell Newman. I am told that you have previously discussed your concept with Mr. Richard Adler, the Chief Executive of the National Aerial Firefighting Centre. I understand that Mr. Adler has recommended you undertake further research and development, including manufacturing a proof of concept product to demonstrate the feasibility of your proposal, and that your proposal will not be able to be further considered until this work has been undertaken. Mr. Adler declined my request to discuss my proposal. From Mr. Adler I have received a short phone call and a polite letter. Actually, Mr. Adler knows very little about my proposal. Therefore, he has no ground to recommend further research and development or comment about the Massive Rain project. Proof of concept product and demonstrate proposal's feasibility can be quantified with a popular drop test or cup grid test. This is impossible for me. The chances to secure a C17, C130 or a Chinook for drop tests are absolutely nil. Drop tests are awesome, expensive and impressive exercise. Are tests conducted within calm atmospheric conditions. Exaggerate the water coverage. Misleading the authorities with impressive water and glossy patterns. Conclusion, we have no discussion. And the drop tests are absolutely useless to fight fires. Actually, drop tests are inconsequential academic exercises. A valid test must quantify the outcomes with the conditions likely to encounter, in this case, wildfires. Current drop tests, by design, exaggerate firebombers' capabilities, misleading the audience as follows. A calm sunny day, a number of cups are arranged as per a grid within a large, nicely flat area. Firebombers fly over and drop the load. Each cup weight is recorded. Knowing each cup weight allows to recreate a neat pattern as a contour, the red plot in the grid. Using optimal prediction or creaking, which is a method of interpolation to predict unknown values from data observed at known locations. The NAFC uses a test in ideal conditions to select aircraft to fight wildfires. This is absolutely ridiculous. Do they realise that? Helicopters can drop water from dead stop all the way to top speed to produce impressive pattern on demand, or efficiently at the wind speed and direction. The Bushfire Cooperative Research Centre Australia Victoria test firebombers with sights on fire, a step closer to the real situation. But the aircraft are selected by the NAFC using cup grid test. A DC-10 failed bushfire CRC drop test. Unfortunately, since the NAFC stopped all large aircraft, excluding military transporters and Chinooks. But banning Chinooks to fight fires destroys homes, infrastructure and endanger Australian lives. Like Dunalley, Tasmania, January 2013. This was absolutely avoidable tragedy. 2 unmodified Australian Chinooks, 12,000 litres each, can drop over 4 million litres of water, 4 kilometres inland, under 10 hours. The Massive Rain is not an original idea. In the Netherlands, military Chinooks are currently in use to fight extreme fires. The Dutch armed forces have developed the water curtain to protect their people, confirming Dunalley was avoidable. Frightening opinions from a technocrat with 2 avionic degrees and an ex-Boeing engineer. Has he considered what that will do to the aircraft's centre of gravity? Dropping troops and tanks is handled much differently to a sudden pull-up and dumping of a large quantity of water. The flying method, I believe, is flawed and inherently dangerous for aircraft airframe integrity, notwithstanding whether the wings fall off for the first time it's tried. Solid evidence of a sudden pull-up without losing their wing.
Especially heavy loads, such as the M551 Sheridan armored vehicle, require special attention. There are 2 methods for delivering such loads into the drop zone: parachute and LAPES, short for Low Altitude Parachute Extraction System. LAPES allows for the delivery of especially large and heavy loads without the need for so many large cargo parachutes. But it does demand considerable skill on the part of the airlift pilot.
The system, during dry and hot periods which normally precede extreme fires, like Dunalley, we need some aircrafts on standby. before the fires become a raging inferno. If a fire breaks up within extreme circumstances, transporters and Chinooks are dispatched. As they are unmodified and empty, to the airport closest to the fire, Chinooks to a clearance close to the fire with a fire hydrant, or to the local dam, lake, etc. 2 C-17, 2 C-130, 3 Chinooks are capable to produce a water curtain of at least 12 million litres a day. Downloading without mechanical means. A C-17 raining down low and slow 75,600 litres of water using the inertia of a sudden acceleration and gravity. The Army has been using this method since the 60s. It's impossible to drop the water at once. Tons of water is available from fire hydrants. This takes firefighting closer to the fire. The massive rain keeps fires away from our homes. Controls fires only. Do not extinguish fires. Current tanks suppress water waves with buffers or compressed air. These tanks are cumbersome, heavy, expensive and requires large modification. The waveless tank invention, do you know, water cannot be compressed. So, if a vessel has no air, the water can't move. Therefore, the vessel become a waveless tank. How to prove the concept? Fill a bottle with water and shake it hard. The bottle will behave as a solid object. Now we can use transporters and Chinooks as fire bombers without modifications. The waveless tank concept, the air travels up to the dome and the waveless leads close the tank. Below the waterline, trapping only water, therefore renders the tank waveless. This new generation of light waveless tank are not only to fight fires, can ferry liquid in general by land, air or sea, transport water for armies in operations. Water in bottle is more expensive than petrol. Neutralise chemical attack. Neutralise large industrial chemical spills. Fresh water for floods or drought areas, etc. The most important fact is, Chinooks and transporters can be used as fire bombers without modification. Waveless water tank concept, the C5, C17 and C130 pendant waveless water tanks. Harness for Chinook 3 lifting hooks. Stabilise the load in 4 directions with 4-choke absorber. Downloading device concept for C5, C17 and C130 is basically a flexible chute to download the water with minimum back pressure. I have some positive independent opinions. The Australian Defence Department, despite the fact they are not allowed to fight fires, I managed to get a restrained positive opinion. The Queensland Manufacturing Institute validate the principles. Dr. Legendary, he compiled a study on behalf of Airbus Military France related to the usage of military transporters to fight fires. Also validated my proposal, but the Dutch Armed Forces provide overwhelming evidence of the capability of Chinooks to fight fires, with the water curtain to protect their people, confirming Dunalley was avoidable. The Massive Rain project looks outside the square to improve Australia's resilience against catastrophic bushfires.